Good evening. Welcome. We are live. Come on in so that we can get started. We are live. Welcome. You are in our 30-day challenge to advance on purpose. And so I welcome you. If this is your first time, you're in for a treat. If you are returning, you're still in for a treat. I hope you all have had a fantastic day. And I'm just going to ask that you put aside whatever you're doing, clear your mind. You are a leader. I'm just going to be before you maybe 20, 30 minutes. 30 minutes max, because it is always my vow to you. I know that you're busy. I know that you have a lot going on. And so I will not be before you long because I want you to be able to get what you need and then get back into your world. And so, again, welcome to day 17 of our 30-day challenge. Yesterday, we were looking at leadership and political savvy in the workplace. So, if you missed it, seriously, please go back and watch that because it's such a crucial and critical skill. And it's a skill that I see people miss all the time, or there's just always this expectation that everyone, and I mean, like, there's an expectation that everyone will conform to you. However, if you can just learn that political savvy skill, it will go so much easier for you in the workplace. So, I am very delighted to have you here today, and today's focus, we're going to be talking about leading slash bringing organizational change in the workplace. And I hope that you're excited about that topic because I am sure you know there are places within your current workplace that could probably use a little bit of tweaking. And if not your current workplace, I'm sure you've been in a workplace where you've said, you know what, they need a lot of tweaking. And so that's what we're going to be discussing today. Leadership is not just about leading a team, it's about inspiring change, it's about establishing standards, it's about making a difference where it matters the most. And so, this session is specifically, as you all, if you've been with me, know that it's designed for the mid-career woman that wants to advance. Of course, everyone is welcome, and I am sure you will gain something no matter where you are. And our three areas of focus that we're going to be talking about tonight is going to be understanding your sphere of influence, leading by example, and creating an environment for growth. And before we jump all in, let's do a quick roll call. And if you've been with us before, you know, please drop your name, where you're tuning in from. If you're catching the replay, I ask the same of you because we want to be able to recognize you. If there is something that is resonating with you, please drop it in the comments and be a little bit specific so I'll know exactly what was resonating. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments as well, because myself, the team, we are monitoring your comments so we can make sure that we're addressing your needs. Remember, this is a 30-day challenge for you to advance on purpose. And so I want to make sure that we are meeting your needs. So, with that being said, if you've been with me, you know I like a good story. So I definitely will tell a few. And that's because it's so important. People need to know where they fall, where they relate. And people really think sometimes that they're an island literally that they're stranded on an island by themselves, that no one else, or even if they know that there may be someone else that's going through the same thing, they can't touch that person. And so stories are so important. And I urge you to talk more about yourself as well, because people need to learn from your story. They need to learn from your journey. Let me say, when I am telling a story, unless it's a specific story to myself, because I'm a coach, because I've been in this leadership realm for a long time, I'm not going to out anyone. And so I will use a different name, and I may tweak a particular situation just a little bit, because I never want to break confidentiality as a coach. And again, being in this leadership realm, I don't want to also step on someone's toes by telling their story. And so today we're going to talk about a manager by the name of Rachel, who worked in the government. Rachel, a good leader. She struggled initially to understand the sphere of influence. At first, she thought, my decisions, well, Rachel's decisions only affected her team, but eventually she realized that her actions didn't just affect her team, but her actions were starting to affect the entire organization. And so Rachel started to build, once she started realizing, oh, you know what? I should be thinking a little bit more outside of the box and not so much what's happening here. And so she started to build relationships with other departments, which allowed her to expand her sphere of influence. And it allowed her to promote collaborations. A lot of times, you all are waiting for someone else to do this for you. And the news today, you can do it for yourself. Literally, I hear time and time again, oh, I don't know anyone. You hold the keys. Okay. I need you to know that. I need you to know that you don't have to wait for someone else to make these introductions. There are ways and methodologies that you can learn to do this and become comfortable with. And if you need help, please come to our webinar on December 2nd, because I can help you with that as well. So, Rachel, she started to lead by example. She started to set standards for herself, for her team. And no, this wasn't an easy thing to do. When you start leading by example, if it's something that you're not used to doing, when you're setting higher standards, there's a little bit of pushback. There's a little bit of tug, if you will. And so, no, it's not always super easy, but it's doable. There are times when Rachel had to work late hours and put in extra efforts to meet deadlines, but she persevered. And her team members, they saw her dedication, they saw her work ethic, her grind. Rachel also recognized the importance of creating an environment for growth, and she encouraged her team members to take professional development courses, and she was able to start seriously providing them with feedback, and she created opportunities for them to showcase their talents, which allowed them to grow personally and professionally. And as a result, her team was highly motivated, engaged, eager to take on new challenges. And thanks to Rachel's leadership and dedication, the organization saw growth and success. And you know that it was recognized by senior leadership, and Rachel's sphere of influence expanded. Her positive influence was felt throughout the organization. Her team members were happy and fulfilled, and her organization benefited as a whole from the growth, not just her growth, but also the growth of the department. And so she learned that being a leader is not always easy. But with hard work, dedication, and a willingness to learn and to grow, she became an outstanding leader, making positive impacts on her team, making positive imprints on the organization. And so let's jump into our first point, which is understanding your sphere of influence. Leadership is a crucial aspect for any organization, and it's often associated with the person's title or their position. However, and I've said this before, true leadership does not lie in just titles, but it's about your influence, how you can influence someone towards a common goal. A leader must have clear vision and the skills to communicate their vision effectively to their team in a way that inspires and motivates them. Yes, you need to bring your A game too, because we want to inspire and motivate. A leader's sphere of influence should not be limited to their immediate team, but rather they should strive to expand it to the entire organization. Stop thinking small. It's not just your team. You need influence in other areas. So, this expansion can be achieved by building those relationships, networking, and collaborating with other teams and departments. It really is something that you can do. People choose, and I don't understand why people choose not to do it. People make an assertive choice not to do this, and I urge you to do this. It's important for a leader to recognize the power they hold and use it responsibly. They should be mindful of the impact their actions and decisions have on their team and the organization as a whole. Leaders should use their influence to create positive change and promote growth, while also being mindful of the potential consequences of their actions. Leadership is not just about having, again, a title or a position, but rather it's having that whole entire vision and the ability to influence. And that's important to understand. It's not just about you. And when we're talking about your sphere of influence and widening it, it's not just about your team, it's about you expanding it further into other departments, other business units. And so let's move to point two. I need you to lead by example. I was having a conversation today and literally speaking to someone, and the words that I shared to them, what do you want to do? Do you want to do as I say and not as I do? Or do you want people to lead by example? One of the most effective ways to bring about change in your organization is to lead by example. In your organization, in your groups, in your home, lead by example. If you want to see a particular behavior or attitude, model it yourself. Be the change you want to see. I know that's a catchy phrase. It is very true. If you want someone to do something, be willing to do it yourself. If you want to see a particular behavior or attitude, model it, whether it's showing up on time for meetings, producing high quality work, or communicating in a clear and respectful manner. Setting the standards for others to follow will have a powerful impact. I have seen it. I have modeled it. I continue to model it, and it works. Being a positive role model, you will not only inspire others to do better, but you'll create a culture of continuous improvement. When others see you putting forth an effort, and please, I'm sorry, I'm stopping in the middle of my sentence because it just hit me. And please stop looking at what everybody else is doing. This is about you. This is your race. This is your race with your team. This is you. Stop looking to see what Nancy is doing or not doing, what Roger is doing or not doing. And I don't know a Nancy and I don't know a Roger. So those just names just came to me. So I'm just saying, because somebody may be like, oh, she called me out. I don't really know a Nancy or a Roger. Okay. But please be that positive role models. When others see you putting in effort to do things right, they are more likely to literally take their own work seriously and strive for the excellence that they see you striving for. Leading by example is a silent yet powerful way to initiate change within the organization. It can be contagious, with others following your lead and adopting that same positive behavior and attitude. So, if you want your team, you want your organization to be more productive, efficient, and effective, start by being the change you want to see. And again, I know it's catchy, but it really, really is the truth and it really does work. So, as a leader, let's move to our third point. We're talking about creating an environment for growth. And as a leader, it is vital to create this environment that promotes growth for everyone in your team or on your team, encouraging team members to take professional developmental courses. And I do understand sometimes these courses cost money, but there are things out there that don't cost money. And yes, I would love for you just to be able to pay the 1,000, the 2,000, the 7,000, 10,000, $1,500,000 courses that are out there, but that's not always feasible. But it doesn't mean that you can't encourage them to still, or it doesn't mean that you can't promote their development and promote their growth. You just got to get a little bit creative. So, encouraging your team members to take professional developmental courses, providing them with regular feedback, and creating opportunities for them to showcase their talent can all contribute to their personal and professional growth. And by doing so, you not only help your employees reach their full potential, but you pave the way for growth and success. And remember, a leader who prioritizes growth and development will always have a team that's motivated, engaged, and eager to take on new challenges. And so, if you've been with me, you know that we do gift giveaways. And so, please and note, in order to receive this free gift, we need you to go to Next Level Tribe Progression, because when the day that we give the gift away, that's where it's housed. So the gift is housed in Facebook, Next Level Tribe Progression. So please use that QR code, or please search for Next Level Tribe Progression or Next Level Progression Tribe, so that you too can receive the free gift. And note, I can only give so much in this 30 days. I'm only giving 3 points. And this particular topic is so expansive that you're not going to get it all. I welcome you to come to our webinar because you're going to get a lot. But even still, there are little bitty things that I know that you need along the way. And so I have curated these free gifts to help you in your progression, to help you to advance on purpose. And they're not a free gift that you're just gonna just be like, oh, I really don't need that. Trust me when I tell you I have put time and effort into these gifts. So note that. I look forward to seeing you all join our tribe. Our tribe is really, seriously, we're about advancing on purpose, helping one another, challenging one another, holding one another accountable. And so, to sum up this evening, leadership is not just a position, it's a mindset, it's a set of actions geared towards creating this positive change, a positive environment by understanding your sphere of influence, leading by example, creating a growth friendly environment, and promoting, of course, we don't want to forget, like the DEIA, we want that whole diversity, equity, inclusion. You will initiate organizational change right where you are. And why is this important? As you rise in your career, your ability to adapt and drive change will not just be a bonus, it will be expected. And so start practicing these principles today. Be the leader your organization didn't know it needed. Be a leader in your organization. Be that leader in your home. Be that leader in your friend group. Be the leader that you want to be. It's possible, it's doable. And I would like to end with a quote. So, this quote is: the most effective way to do it is to do it. So, I need you just to do it. Amelia Earhart. The most effective way to do it is to do it. So, I need you to run with this. I need you to practice. I've said this many a times before. You can practice in the workplace, but you can also practice in your private life. You can practice in whatever groups you may be in. You can practice at home. You can practice with friends. You can practice with your children. You have to practice these skills for them to become embedded and for you to become skilled at the skill. And so, please join me tomorrow for more insight, for great nuggets, because it is my goal to help you move up in your career. You deserve to advance on purpose. My name is Miranda Denise Watson. I help mid career women level up to executive level positions.